my name is Corey and I'm back from Kid Museum to teach you a little more about TinkerCAD. In the last video, we talked about how to create a new project, to move around our work plane, and to add a basic shape. Today, we're going to look more at those basic shapes and how we can change them. So from last time, I have my box, and my box has all of these different icons. Each one of them does something a little different. To start, I have these black cubes right here. If I click on one, I can make my shape longer or shorter. And I can see that number there. That number is the measurement of that in millimeters. I can click on that and type in a new number and hit enter. And my box will go to that length. I also have these white squares. If I click on one, I can change two sides at the same time. Pretty handy. Oh, important to note, if I don't like what I've done, I can always come up here to the top and hit my undo button. And that's going to go back a step. Really handy if you make a mistake. I also have a white square right here at the top. That's going to let me control how high my cube is. I can make it really, really tall or really, really short. I also have a couple of arrows, and I might need to rotate my camera to see them all. But each one of these will let me rotate my box. So I can click on one and rotate it out. If I keep my mouse on that inner wheel, I'm going to make big rotations. But if I click and move to my smaller wheel, I can make little tiny rotations like this. Finally, I have an arrow on top. That arrow is going to let me pick up my shape above my work plane or drop it down below. That's really handy in just a second when we stack our objects. I'm going to undo and put us back to that start. Finally, if I want to move my shape around, I'm going to click on it with my left mouse button and I can move it around. You can see there's a little point there that tells me where I started, so I always know where it is. So that's how we can change our box to be all kinds of different things. But what if I want to add more shapes? Well, I'm going to come over here and grab my cylinder. I'm going to click and drag it into my space, just like I did with my box. Now I have two different shapes. And maybe I want to put one shape on top of the other. I'm going to go ahead and click on my arrow and pull up my shape, and then I'm going to move it over on top of my box. And if I want to be really, really precise, I can use my arrow keys on my keyboard to nudge my shape into spot. So now we've seen a little bit about what we can do with our basic shapes in TinkerCAD. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to subtract shapes from each other.